जय जय गिरिभर राज किशोरी जय महेश मुखचंद चकोरी जय गजबदन करानन माता जगत जनन दामी दुति गाता हे माता हे माता हे माता माता हे माता नहीं तब आदि मध्य अवसान अमृत प्रभाव वेद नहीं जाना भव भव भीव पराब कारिणी विश्वविमोहनि स्वबस विहारिणी हे माता दुर्गा हे माता दुर्गा हे सेवत थोई सुलभ फलचारी परदायनि त्रिपुरारि पियारी देवी पूजी पद कमल
hello 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 hello
सुरनरमु सब हो सुकारी हे माता दुर्गा हे माता दुर्गा हे जनहुनिके बसरु सदा सुरपुर सबहिके किन है प्रगट न कारण तेहि अस कहि चरण कहे विदेही हे माता दुर्गा हे Vinaya Prem Pasabahi Bhavani Kasima Murati Musakani Sadar Siyan Prasadu Siradhare Boligal Harshoyanabari Hey Mata Durga Hey Mata Durga
Does everybody have a sort of space? Put your flag on it. Claim your space.
Mata, Mata,
Look at that.
hey, Mata, Sunusi Asat,
We talked about that last week.
Sisa
Okay. I told you why. Okay, my friends. Let's come to sit. If you're sitting for a while already, or at any moment, feel free to change up the way you're sitting. It's all good. Nothing has to be set in stone. Our practice is always a living practice. What's the point about a dead, fixed practice? What's the point of doing the same thing over and over again, the same way all the time? It doesn't teach us anything. I had a long discussion with somebody about her lower back problems, and her physio's like, you have to learn to round the lower back again. Because for years she put so much effort in standing tall and hanging in the back. There is no wrong movement in the body. If you can move it, it's movement. But if you do it over and over and over again the same way, that's when we get into problems. Same with the spirituality, but let's talk about that in a minute. First, come to sit with your eyes closed, or eyes soft if you prefer. Yeah, hey, if there's a little going on, love it, beautiful. If it arises naturally, great. Same with the yawning and all the good sounds. If there's already stuff that wants to leave your body, let it go. Exactly. Oh, isn't that satisfying? Now, for a layman, you could say, well, apparently you always sit still. That's always the same thing over and over and over again, isn't it? But anybody who ever sat still for a few minutes knows exactly that it's never the same. New stuff popping around in your head, in your heart, in your life. Because that's what it is. Nothing is constant. It all keeps moving, keeps changing. So we just, for a very short moment, check in. See what's happening. Or maybe just noticing the lack of what's happening. In a moment we are going to chant together 3 rounds of Om. And for the people at home, if you were here last week linking in for the level 3 class, there was no sound, which was really awful for you. But believe me, for us here in the room, it was great, because we had a very interesting rendition of Trayambakam Jajamahe. So today we are going to something more familiar again. We are coming back to Asato Ma Sat Gamaya, just very simple 3 rounds. So for the first 3 ohms, if you lie your hands together in front of the chest, heart center, and exhale first. Slowly inhale. Offer it up to somebody else, feel free to do so. Otherwise, if there's a sense in yourself, something you're aware of, if you could put it in one word and make that your guiding intention for your practice. If it's positive, go for it. And if it's something negative, practice in spite of it. Let that be sort of a little guiding light. Just, putting things out there. And then rest your hands back into your lap or into your legs. Asato Ma Sat Gamaya. And if you're not completely sure about it, just keep listening to your neighbors and follow a split second behind.
Jyoti
kort and krachtig, as the Dutch would probably say. A very sweet welcome, everybody, both in the studio and at home. My name is Mark, and we just share a little practice. So if you are one of the lucky ones who just rolled back out of their holidays, just see what's there today. Don't force anything. It's never necessary to force anything. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, well, it's one of the lines in the Yoga Sutras. This is our new topic, the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. And really, considering most modern yogic practice is based very much on these Yoga Sutras. There are holy scriptures like the Vedas and the Upanishads. Then there are the long epic stories that if you were a devotional type, you would read the Bhagavad Gita or the Ramayana. But this is a very, very clear handbook of how to practice, which I love. And I often love it very much, and I say it very much, that Patanjali doesn't use the word God. Why is that important? Because Patanjali wanted to make sure that this is really open for everybody, that we are not getting too lost in sort of certain affinities that we might have, or certain ideas, very specific ideas, which is the funny thing about organized religion. Everybody thinks they are right, and excluding everybody else. I mean, yet another way to step away from the oneness. I had in my life 2 experiences which sort of reminded me of what it's all about, talking about church, because, as a little magical boy on the Catholic side in a small village, you very quickly run away with your rainbow flag from the church, because, hey, they don't want you. So I had a very odd relationship with this sort of religion. But it was not the only reason. The other reason was because it was sort of so mechanical. There was not much to it, My parents really went to church because, my God, what would the neighbors say if we didn't? That was sort of the main motivation to go to church. So, well, it doesn't really give you much when you approach it that way. And then, both in the first time when I went to ashram, and we chanted for hours every day, and also once when I did the Santo Daime ayahuasca church. It was very interesting, similar and yet different experiences. But in both moments, I sort of had like, oh, it's all the same, isn't it? Oh, the chanting and the singing in church and reading scriptures from the Bible or from the Gita or from the sutras, it doesn't really matter so much. What matters is most of us became very reactive toward traditional religious forms because, as I said, the living spirit got out of it. You know what I mean? There is nothing magical to it anymore. So we're just going through the motions, we're doing these little rituals, and it doesn't really mean anything anymore. And we do this with a lot of traditions. Do you notice that? We throw over traditions of family and marriage and, well, lots of different things, sexuality, and because we see that a lot of these traditions have very restrictive forms, and it's probably great to renew this idea, and yet that doesn't mean that tradition per se is bad. I think there are traditions and rituals that we can reawaken by exactly that, by putting the living spirit back into the sensation. So where does that living spirit then come from? Come on, you know it. Yes, yes, point that finger on yourself. Yes, it comes from you. You, by purely being, you bring the spirit back into things. So it doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you have 6 square meters of puja at home. It doesn't matter how many candles you put on and how long you sit. It's all just tools. It's all just things. It's all just ways to point you. The best example, and I use it fairly often in class, and most of you know it, is Alan Watts's example of the finger and the moon. Do you remember this? All religion, all spiritual forms, all rituals, all kinds of things are a finger pointing towards the divine, towards higher intelligence, towards God, however you want to call it. But what do? We all stay and look at the finger and suck on that finger and talk about that finger and think about that finger. It's like, oh my God, and we suckle the finger for comfort instead of turning around to where the finger points to. That's the difference. Don't get lost in all of that. Remember what it points you to. And again, it's not out. It's always, always, always within. Or something like that. The last thing, does anybody, now when I say God is not mentioned in the Yoga Sutras, some of you of course know that's not true. Remember the word Ishvara? Ishvara is in the Yoga Sutras, this idea of supreme awareness. Not God in the way of we think of gods, but supreme awareness. And what makes Ishvara? Ishvara is a particular Purusha, spirit, unaffected by the kleshas, unaffected by afflictions, actions, results of the actions, and all the latent things thereof. Completely unaffected, pure awareness. And we have an ability to connect to this. Not sure it's going to happen tonight, but it's always just a blink away. So that's good news. Please find your way into down dog. Okie dokie. Adho Mukha Svanasa, my friends. So as a very good yogi in Holland, I went this last weekend onto a pilgrimage. I didn't know it was possible in Holland, but it is. You have the Pita Pot. There's a long, long down. So my body is literally shot to shit after 80,000 steps. We'll see what happens today. Just do your thing. Get comfortable and see what's there. Remember, your hands shouldn't be too close together. Shoulder width. If you like details, try the center of your wrist under the outside of your shoulder. That makes a really nice, beautiful long stand. Hands deeply connected, and of course, you move what you want to move. Okie dokie. This is also a great moment for you to connect to Ujjayi. And then take one more deep breath in and out. On an inhale, then come forward to a high push-up plank. Exhale, lower down onto the floor. 5 times, peeling the chest off for Cobra. Inhale. Start small. First little step. Exhale, lower down and draw the navel in, forehead to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, navel in, forehead towards the floor. Third time, inhale. If you feel there's more space, go for it. Exhale, keep your arms gently hugging in. Number 4, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, navel in, forehead close to the floor. And then the last time, inhale. Ooh. bring it back to down dog. And on an inhale, lift your right leg up high. Keep the hip leveled, long leg. Right foot steps forward. Big step, left knee comes down. Fairly big step. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, hands down. Pull the right leg long. Flex your right foot. Inhale, weight shifts forward. Arms shift up. Navel is engaged. Exhale, pull back, pull the right leg long, flex your right foot, kiss your big toe. Nope. Inhale, lift back up. See, I keep finding that funny. Exhale, bring it back and make an effort. And then shift your weight simply forward. Left hand onto the floor, open chest to the right, right arm reaches up high. Open that chest, shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your left toes under and lift your thigh, knee off the mat. And if you feel on an exhale that there's a little bit more space for you to open, please go ahead. Yeah, just playing. On your next exhale, bring your right hand to your inner right knee. Keep your right foot very flexed. And then press your knee away, rolling onto the outside of the foot. Maybe open your chest a little full. Oh, God. Oh, that is so good. You will hear those sounds a lot today. I'm so sorry for it. And then placing the right foot fully onto the mat. Step into a high push-up plank. Knees down, lower your chest. Exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, bring it back into down dog. And how is that down dog feeling? Happy! So give a little shake to your tail. A little shake to the booty. Yay! I can promise you, you will never see a depressed person shaking their booty. This is inherent happy. So if you need a little pick-me-up, just shake your booty. So easy. Always available, because your booty is always with you. Inhale, left leg lifts up high. Left foot steps forward. Big step. Right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, pull back, left leg long, left foot flexed. Keep it pulling. Inhale, weight shift forward, arms shift up. Exhale, pull the left leg long, flex left foot. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Not the knee, the toe. And then shift the weight forward, right hand to the floor, open chest to the left. Left arm reaches up high, open that gorgeous heart. Tuck your right toes under, lift the knee off the mat. Let your left thigh still be fairly parallel to the floor. Yeah. And again, if on an exhale you feel there's a bit more space, play with it, that's okay. And then on your next exhale, left hand to the inner left knee. Flex your left foot strongly, push your left knee a little out, maybe lengthen the spine, maybe do something interesting with your head. Jeepers, creepers. And exhale. Bring your foot fully onto the mat and step back into down dog. Happy down dog. Yours. And then walk those feet forward towards the top of your mat. So topic is forward folds today. Here's your first big one. Standing forward fold. Make sure you're not hanging on your heels too much. Spreading to the toes, especially the little toe, to make things a little interesting. Knees are not simply pushed back, they're energizing the legs, both directions. Good, guys. Shake, sway, whatever feels good here. Exactly. Good. And then draw the navel in, bend your knees a little bit more, and pull your tailbone down, 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 while you roll yourself up to stand. Reaching the arms overhead. Hands together or long arms is your choice. But instead of hanging in that lower back, draw the navel in and up, lengthen the tailbone down, pushing the feet into the floor while your arms reach up. Feel free to look towards your hands. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands down to the floor, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or jump back, high plank. Exhale to low plank. Open the heart, inhale. Exhale back to down dog, one breath. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. Exhale, right foot forward, big step. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, stay. Good. Keep pushing your left foot down into the mat. Down. Firing up the back leg. Keeping that spine long. Yes. And if you feel there's a little bit more space for you, feel free to open your chest. That's okay. Just keep the navel drawn in and up. On your next exhale, both hands inside right foot. Lengthen the back leg, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left ear closer to the floor. Inhale, look up, arch up. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Open the heart in. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up high. Exhale, left foot forward, effortless step. Inhale. Exhale. If you notice that you are going deeper because your neighbor went deeper, you're not practicing your own practice, you're practicing your neighbor's practice. It's not wise to do so. Just saying. A little more, just that little space, that little engagement. I know that can be very comfortable, just firing things up. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. Exhale, both hands inside left foot. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the back leg. And on an exhale, bring your right ear a little closer to the floor. Inhale, look up, arch up, lift that chest. And exhale, back to down dog. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Lightly step or hop forward. A full exhale to fold forward, navel in. Inhale, arms circle up overhead. Exhale, navel in and up, hands in front of the chest. Inhale, keep that tailbone long. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, half lift. Step or jump back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. Right foot steps forward, big step. Inhale, rise. Exhale. In. Don't forget what matters the most. It's your breath. More than anything else. Take one more inhale. Exhale, both hands inside right foot. Take that inhale to lengthen the body as much as you can. Exhale, left ear closer to the floor. Beautiful. Inhale, look up, arch up. Exhale, back to down dog. That was my heart center opening. Ooh. On an inhale, left leg lifts up high. Exhale, left foot forward. Gentle step. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Explore your body. And face Yogi Botox and all that good stuff. Keep it very soft. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands inside left foot. Take a moment, inhale to re-lengthen actively. Exhale, right ear closer to the floor. Back leg strong. Inhale, look up, arch up. Soft forehead. Exhale, back to down dog. And exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Lightly step or hop forward. Take a full exhale to fold. Inhale, arms circle up overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the chest, navel in and up. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, empty out, engage the navel. Inhale, half lift, jump back. Exhale, low plank. Inhale. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. Right foot steps forward, big step. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, both hands inside right foot, left ear close to the floor. Inhale, look up, arch up. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up high, nudge a little further. Left foot steps forward, big step. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, both hands inside left foot. Right ear close to the floor. Inhale, look up, arch up. And exhale, back to down dog. Look towards your feet. Step your feet slightly forward, about half a foot. Turn the heels towards each other until they touch. Keep them touching. Bend your knees out to the side and bring your pelvis close to your heels. Deep little froggy. And if you got a slippery mat, I cannot help it. On your next inhale, lift the sitting bones, turn the knees back forward. Exhale, heels towards the floor. Inhale forward to high plank, Vashisthasana on the right. Side plank posture. Then bend your left knee, your upper leg, step your left foot simply behind you and push with your left foot, your hip up high. Let your left arm reach into the middle of the room. Is there a point to it? Not really. Just feels fun. Ooh. On an exhale, back into down dog. Whee. Down dog is what? You alright? And then same game on the other side. Inhale forward onto Vashisthasana on the left. Hey, if you want to lift extra legs and extra arms and stuff, do your thing. It's all beautiful. I don't want to bind you to something specific. Yes. And then step your right foot behind you. Keep the left leg long if you like. I don't mind for this. This is just playful. And lift that pelvis high. I love it, 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 I love it. Exhale back to down dog. Good darlings. And then on your next exhale, bend your knees and look in between your hands. Lightly hop forward. Exhale, fold forward and down. Bend your knees deeply, reach your arms forward and up. Utkatasana. Nice. Okay, we got you. Eric says bounce. So we bounce, 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 bounce. Doesn't that feel cute? Now, last time, bounce, go deep. Inhale, lift up all the way, slight little back bend, but navel engaged. Exhale, hands to the floor, fold. Inhale, half lift, step or fly back. Exhale. Yes, choices to be made. Just want to acknowledge the only guy in class, so. Yeah, very good. On an inhale, lift your right leg up high. Right foot steps forward, big step. Left heel circles down, warrior one. Inhale. Make this one posture your love letter to the practice. Don't go, this is not your 12th year of marriage. You know, they're like, oh my God, I left the toothpaste open again. Not that kind of, like proper new puppy love, kind of like, here. It's always an offering, always. Nice, yes. And it doesn't have to be big. It's not that other people do have to understand your love. It's between you and the practice. On your next exhale, open wide into your warrior two. Reset, little opening of the hip. Love it, love it, love it. Navel in and up. It is such an interesting concept that the modern yoga world still believes to a great deal that we should punish the kidneys in a constant way by arching the lower back all the time. Create space. You're not bending and bending, you are radiating from all sides. Yes! On an inhale, lengthen your right leg out, actively pushing the floor away. Reach the right arm forward, turn the right palm up, keep the right arm where it is. Left arm reaches up, left arm reaches over. Yes, and then bring your right hand to the shin. Left arm reaches up high, gazing towards left hand. Uttita Trikonasana. And if your preferred way is Yogi Big Toe Lock, I don't mind, but your torso has to lift away. Your torso has to, yes, darling, better. On your next inhale, lift yourself back to stand. Exhale, bend. Front knee. Then shift your weight to the left foot. Bend the left knee, flex your right foot and bow deep. Shift back into warrior 2. Good. Same thing, prettier arms. One more time. Bend the left knee, lengthen the right leg, flex the right foot, dip deep, touch, touch, touch. Yes, and bring it back. Oh, inner thighs galore. Last time. Take a bow to yourself. That's sort of that feeling, yes. And ooh, bring it back. Let's see if that helped for Utthita Parshva Konasana. Left arm reaches over unless you are bound to bind. Then you could bring your left arm behind the back and right arm from under your thighs, starting to connect. Just as an option. It's like when your friends ask you if you want yet another glass of wine, and you say, yeah, sure. It's an option. It's not a must. Good. Don't let your left shoulder drop down, darling. Keep it open. Yes. Gently unfold the arms. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Exhale for the exhale only. Left hand into the hip, right hand outside right foot. Shift forward into Ardha Chandrasana half moon and make it the most gorgeous half moon available tonight. Ein bisschen mehr nach vorne. Bisschen mehr unter deine Schulter. Rechte Hand. Yeah! You'll catch all that distance. Nach vorne, nach vorne, nach vorne. Yeah! On an exhale, look down, level the hip, all hands to the floor. Step, hop, fly, glide it back. Take the vinyasa, leave the vinyasa. Choices to be made. Left side, same thing. It's going to be a love letter. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, right heel circles down. Take the pen and put it on paper. Yes! Remember your early love letters? How honest they were? How full they were? We lose that a little bit because when we get older, we become a little sarcastic, a little cynical, because we've seen it all. Your practice shouldn't be sarcastic or cynical. Your practice stays pure, pure, pure love. We love it despite the challenge. Hopefully not for it. I know, some of us do, but it's okay. Okay. Here the same thing. I see some of you really sinking in that lower back. Lift. Ooh, so small but such difference. So beautiful. Exhale. Open wide. Flattening the body. Remember, one plane posture. Inhale, lengthen the left leg out, actively pushing the floor away. Reach the left arm forward, turn the left palm up. Reach the right arm up, reach the right arm over. You're allowed to stay here, otherwise left hand to the shin floor, right arm reaches up high, open the chest wide. Nicht hier. Here, yes. Active front leg. Keep pushing that foot. Keep lifting the kneecap. On your next inhale, lift yourself back up graciously. Exhale. Inhale. Utthita Parshva Konasana. Yes. Open your hips wide. Yes. Come to the bind if you prefer. Good. And again, make it appropriate to the body that you have. On an exhale, unfold. Lift yourself back into Warrior 2. Bend right knee, lengthen left leg, flex left foot. Dive deep, get that booty down. Yes! Come back into Warrior 2. Again. Little Bruce Lee. And bring it back. Last time. Bow to yourself. And bring it back. Right hand into the hip, left hand outside left foot. Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon. So there are certain things and certain movements. Sometimes they feel delicious before posture, sort of as preparation. But it's not for everybody the same thing. It's the worst thing you have to learn as a yoga teacher, as an instructor. Nobody has exactly the same experience. So we play. I would try to make it look a little lighter. Maybe that helps. Thank you. On an exhale, bring your hand down, level the hip, bend left knee, step, hop, fly, glide it back, and take a vinyasa if you need one. You're so needy. You're so needy. Beautiful, guys. Very nice, very nice. As long as we're getting warm. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Inhale, step or hop forward. Take a full deep exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, Utkatasana. Sit a little deeper. Still seeing the toes. Don't you Charlie Chaplin out on me. Big toes touching, heels apart. Yes. Heels slightly apart, just for that lovely parallel line from second toe to middle of the ankle. Good, lovelies. And then, of course, you look not down, but you look towards your hands. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands down, lengthen out the legs. Half lift in, step or fly back, exhale. Good, lovely. This is most likely the last round. Close to it at least. What's the last round? I mean, what does it even mean? It means nothing. Inhale, right leg lifts up high. You better keep that hip leveled. Right foot steps forward, a mighty step, and then immediately walk forward into a Warrior 3. Whee! Favorite posture. You forget every week that this is your favorite posture. Good. Arms, yogi's choice. Yogi's choice, really. Just fight the temptation of rounding your shoulders down. Yes, darling, that's it. Give your right hip a little tug up. Yes, level that hip. And then deliciously put your hands to the floor and fold that long upper body onto your standing leg, lifting your back leg as high as humanly possible, standing split. If you want to hold on to your ankle with your right hand or with both hands, let your freak fly, I say. Get wild. Do it. Yes. Is it important? No. Does it feel cool? Yes. Do you look great? Of course. And on an exhale, hands to the mat, bend right knee, step, hop, fly, glide it back. If it's really coming from within that you have to take 1,000 chaturangas in class, wonderful. But make sure that it's really that it's living spirit. It's the moment where you say yes and not, no, I normally do immediately. You know what I mean? Don't let it become mechanic. Last side. Left leg lifts up high, but you do it with love. Don't throw it. Left foot steps forward, big step. Walk forward into Warrior 3, remember? And of course that right hip wants to fly up a little higher. I get it, because you did half moon before. Give your left hip a little tug up. Level that hip. If your right knee is pointing to the side, you know it's not a warrior 3 anymore. Thank you. Good, lovely. Happy toes if you can. Ooh. Living warrior 3 fantasy. And on an exhale, hands to the floor. Careful, guys. Wait. A lot of you rounding down. Don't round down. When your hands touch, it's a long spine. Like a seesaw on the plate. Yes, better. We can take that long torso as a counterweight for that back leg to lift that back leg high. And if you want to hold on to something, your left ankle is as good as any other emotion. Hold on to what you need to hold on to. Good. And I'm just putting it out there. This could be a wonderful moment to kiss your left shin. No? Okay. Place your hands back onto the mat. Step it back into down dog. And then C. And if you feel, yep, I need yet another one, you do it with so much love and care. Because why otherwise do it? Oh, we good? Let's take a very gentle pigeon, Ekapadasana, on the right. And if your knee is kind of funky, good, but keep your right hip exactly. Happiest knee in the world, isn't it? I know, believe me. So if you're good in your pigeon, you're good in your pigeon. If you have issues in your knee, let me know. And then yes, the only way is forward. Yes, yeah. Is that too much today? Probably. What you gonna do? There's a sense of external rotation of the right front leg and internal rotation of the back left leg. Yes, I want you to kiss that pigeon on the head. So sweet. So yes. The feeling should be yes. Not maybe.
Jai Kali Ma, Jai Durga Ma, Jai Saraswati Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Jai Kali Ma, Jai Durga Ma, Jai Saraswati Ma, Jai Jai Ma.
Let's take 2 more breaths here.
I offer my heart.
Then placing your hands onto the floor right under the shoulders to lift your torso. Tuck your left toes under and come into lizard. So as aesthetically pleasing as you manage, step in the right foot simply to the outside of the right hand. Yes. And then you just play.
Step in the right foot, simply to the outside of the right hand. Yes. And then you just play. 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 Yes. And then you just play
If you want to go deep, you want to go deep. If you want to move, you want to move. It's just a little compression.
I rest my body here. I rest my mind here. I rest in
Lovely, guys. Make it a pretty lizard. Make it one of those Antonio Gaudí lizards. And then placing your hands back under the shoulders. And effortless. Right foot back. Happy dog. Whee. Let that COVID flesh shake. Nope. You're one of those who did training every day on Zoom? Okay. Inhale, left leg. Up. Left knee under the body, left knee to the outside of the mat. Pigeon pose. Bring your shin really parallel to the front. Full on 90-degree angle. I'm saying that to the person who has the left hip fully on the floor for a knee-friendly pigeon. It was not a shout-out to everybody else to force the shin bone forward. What is your only reason to bring the shin bone further forward? Well, that's one of the bad reasons. We are not mentioning the bad reasons. Ambition my ass. What did we say at the beginning? Look, don't get me wrong. I fully understand. I mean, that's the whole magic of the practice as well. Your body opens up and you discover a little bit more. There's more possible, for sure. But ambition always seems to be so bound to results. What practice do you have left if both of your knees getting shot? When you lose your legs? What happens when the physical practice leaves you? What's left? Just to contemplate about it. Samadhi. I'm just going right to samadhi. It's like, okay, asana practice is not working. Well, that's the good thing. We were talking about all the different steps between asana and samadhi. I mean, this is one of the greatest promises in the Yoga Sutras, actually. That true awakening, true realization, liberation is close, is always close. Not soon, but nearby, because all the potential for awakening is already within you. It's already there. It's already woven into our ignorance and our confusion. That's the great thing. And somewhere in the Yoga Sutras, right before he talks about Ishvara, in the sutra before, first chapter, for those who seek liberation wholeheartedly, realization is near. How near depends on whether the practice is mild, moderate, or intense. But then don't forget, the energy that goes into the practice as it determines the outcome in Patanjali's equation, this energy must not be confused with conventional mental or physical exhaustion. That's rajas, that's different. That's not the effort. Lekker hoor. And then hands under the shoulders, lifting yourself gently into that lizard, left foot outside, left hand. And then you take one more moment to play here. Let it all out. Yawn, sigh, whatever comes up. If anybody feels like crying, cry, cry, cry. The mantra is, what doesn't pay rent, gotta get out. Exactly. How are you feeling? And then take a last deep breath. And then we're going to go the funky way. So your left foot is still somewhere in the front, isn't it? We can walk it maybe a tiny bit more into the middle of the mat. And then we are going to lift forward and step the right foot just about a meter behind the left foot. Heels in a line if you go fully traditional. Level the hip. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold deeply onto the left leg. And for those of you who are deeply on the left leg, if you like, bend your right knee, your back leg, take the hands around the ankle, interlace the fingers, and then re-lengthen the right leg, binding yourself. Ooh, nice. Good. Your feet are a little parallel, darling. Turn the right toes a little out. Yeah, it just gives you a little like kickstand, you know? Yeah, makes it a bit more stable. Your main work right now is in the left leg, in the front leg. So, right leg, right heel a little in. Perfect. Exactly. Does it work? Ooh. Slowly then, letting go of the back leg, hands into the hips. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Bend your right knee up. Take yogi big toe lock and lengthen right leg forward. Left arm reaches up high. Utthita Parangustasana. Only to the front. Don't worry. Nothing else. No need to lift the right hip. If your right hip just deliciously heavy. You're good. Catch yourself with love. Always catch yourself with love. And then just, like Elsa, let it go. Bring it down. And despite all that beautiful setup that you know really well, let that really benefit your lower back. We spend a lot of time in our practice, especially when you work on sitting practice, on this beautiful, you know, natural curve in the spine, lower back very engaged, every forward bend you engage. But it's good to round it out and open it up, because all your body depends on balance, finding some sort of balance. If you only do one thing, you will get into problems. If you use only a hammer in your house, you cannot be surprised that everything ends up flat. Simple. Arms up. Inhale. And now, power. Right toes forward. Left foot back. Meter. Left toes 10 o'clock. Level the hip. Dive. If you knew a better thing to do with your hands, please do. If you know something really delicious to do that really helps you, wonderful. If not, bend your left knee. Take your hold as close to the ankle as you can, and then re-lengthen the left leg. Happy neck, happy forehead, happy nose, happy ears. Relax your face. Good, yes. While you're there, how often a day you appreciate your own body? Exactly. Sad, isn't it? Always waiting for other people to appreciate our body. Do it yourself, then you don't have to wait for anything. And then last breath. Inhale, lift your chest just halfway, hands into the hips. Exhale all the way up, navel engaged. Left knee up. Yoga big toe lock. A little softness in the corners of your mouth. because it's a joyous practice, remember? It's not like you're proving a point. You're not here to prove anything. You're here to play. Get longer standing leg if you can. Oh, yes. And then let it go. Feet to the floor, open a little wider. If you're comfortable in your squat, work a little bit more onto your parallel feet. And for those, you can stay in your squat. For those of you who feel like I got a little bit more space in my ankles, you can come to full malasana. Soles of the feet together. Bending the knees out, same way, trying to keep the feet flat on the floor. Arms reach under the shins back. And maybe softening forehead to the floor. And then, I mean, if you can't, bring your hands around the pelvis, meeting behind you, but that's the full posture then. Good. See if you can stay on your heels, a little flat feet. I know. So hands back at least gives you a bit the chance to shift the weight and keep the weight. Yeah, exactly. Let's do that first. And then I have a little surprise for you. Slowly bringing your hands back forward under the shoulders. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift your left leg back up into standing split. You didn't think you would only do one, did you now? Well, as it is the second round, maybe this one can go a little higher, can it? Good. And bring your left foot next to the right. Come into a little toe stand. Remember not to sit, but to little like Bollywood. And then other leg. The only thing is asked of you is to do your best. But your best of today, of today's energy, of today's body. Your best is not always the same. Thank you. And then bringing those feet back onto the mat. Bend your knees just a little bit to step, fly back into a plank. Open the heart. And exhale back. Last thing before we come into seated forward folds. Right foot forward, left knee down. Hands onto front knee. Now we have a bit of a bigger step. Two choices. You can reach left arm back, take left foot, right arm up, little quadricep section. If you feel like, oh, that's not really working today, left hand down, right hand back, give a little pull. Good. And now level the shoulders forward. Yes. Nice. Yes. Three, 2, 1. Exhale. Change. You good? Same, other side. Or as they say in Thailand, same, but different. Without saying anything else, 2 words for you to contemplate. Love letter. Thank you. Yes. palms to the floor. Step back, down dog. Little shake, little shimmy, little and then light as a feather, jumping through your legs to come to sit. Steel feather, very good. Two options. Or more options. No, two options. Right leg stays long. Left leg either half Gomukha Asana, half cow face posture, or bringing that left closed knee to the back. If you, for example, contemplate the idea of Hanuman tonight. So, either half Gomukha Asana, cow face posture, right leg long, left knee on top of the right, energize the right leg and reach forward for your forward fold, or left leg to the back, reaching forward, forward fold. Feel that? Good. And then, you know, for those who feel the monkey god calling, and your left leg is in the back and you want to come a little bit into your Hanuman action. I think I gotta offer up a few more bananas because it's just Chant is on purpose, remember. And again, both joy and liberation. Very, very close. Slowly, last breath. Bring it back. Make a choice. Hey, if you really like things but Janusasana or half low or any other variation, it's fine, it's super fine. I like that half Gomukha Asana as a different feel. I feel it differently in the leg. But if you want to go Hanuman, then set it up to the back. Hanuman, that hurts. And then it's also so easy to get lost and like, ooh, that's the good side. I should only do this side. It doesn't work that way. And it doesn't matter. It's not even interesting as a party trick. Really not. Generally, we dive towards Hanuman if we just don't get sufficient sensation in the other ways of stretching the back leg, the back of the leg. Oh, good. Give a little. Yes, just a little bit. So we are getting out of that habit of just that. Yes, I'm here. It's not yet fully on the floor, but I love it. And the last breath to say goodbye. Slowly bring it forward. Two long legs to the front, under your thighs. Move the flesh out. Move the flesh out. Reach the arms to the floor, fingers on the floor. Long arms, shoulders down, all the good stuff. Walk a little forward. Re-lengthen the spine. Walk a little forward. Re-lengthen the spine. And then fall to your Paschimottanasana, however you want to hold on. Really, the only way we don't necessarily want to hold is from the inside, allowing the legs to turn out. Too much. Nice, guys. 1, 2. One of the most important things why we truly have to embrace to look different than our neighbors, because it's important that we acknowledge that everybody is unique. That's the one thing we have in common. That's the one thing of the oneness. We are all unique, equally unique. We represent among us many different levels physically, but also consciously. Different levels of conscious. It's not a matter of better or wrong, better or worse. We are just at various stages of the trip. Last 5 breaths. And the last 3 breaths. Maybe by now elbows a little closer to the floor. Oh, yeah. Nice. Roll something under, super fine. With an extra mat, and then you can still actively press down, but you don't get to that point. Slowly then rising up, hands in front of the chest, reaching the arms up high. Get high. Get really high. And hands behind you with the fingers pointing forward, legs together, inner toes touching. Lift the hip, bringing the big toes to the floor. Good. And then if you like, look up or let your head gently drop back for 5. 4, 3, 2, and then looking up, bend your knees, sit a little forward, right foot outside left leg, left heel towards right hip, right arm reaches back, left elbow outside right
Hare
knee.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Right hip nice and heavy.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Long spine. And if it is available, you can reach your left hand towards left knee.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Without breaking the elbow, yeah. Or
Hare
left ankle or something.
Hare Rama, Rama
And then release left arm. Look forward. Go all the way. Good.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Long leg. So I guess if your elbow is really on the knee, then it might be a little hard. But if you feel your knee touching your upper arm more, then maybe you can reach right hand towards right knee, the bent knee under you, or maybe even towards left ankle. But the only reason again to do it is that there is a sense of enhancement, of like, oh yeah, that feels a bit different. Otherwise, what's the point? It looked fancy and I saw it in a magazine and I saw it on Instagram and I want to do it too. On your next exhale, turn yourself back forward. A little shake. Last down dog for tonight. Last Adho Mukha Svanasana. Or last unicorn. And on an inhale, forward to a high push-up, plank, knees down, lower your chest, Ashtanga Namaskar. What's the English name? Anybody? Puppy pose. Imagine a little happy puppy. On your next inhale into Cobra. I know. Now, if you feel your Cobra gotta go higher up, but there's a difference to upward facing dog. Rather think of pulling your chest forward. Yes. Hands pull the mat back, chest pulls forward. Think of lengthening the spine. Exhale, lower down, relax your arms. Second round, Cobra. Bhujangasana. Shoulder blades down the back. Inhale. The higher you come up, the more connect your little toes to the floor. Keeping the back heels up. And exhale.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And looking down onto the mat, arms reached back, Shalabhasana, lift everything off the floor. Inhale. Reach your arms forward.
Hare Krishna,
5,
Krishna
4, 3,
Krishna,
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Exhale, bring it down. Tricks of kids. Good.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
And looking down onto the mat, bend both knees, take hold of your ankles, flex the feet, Toes point to the wall behind you. Inhale deeply, exhale, lift up into Dhanurasana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Exhale down.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Second round. Final round. Dhanura.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
The word is light, 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 light. Licht, 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 licht. Light, 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 light. We're like one big Bennett and Ed here in the yoga school. And exhale, bring it down, shake that booty of yours, and flip it around.
Krishna Krishna.
Sranara Hare Krishna. So, good and bad news, depending on your perspective, like everything else in life. It's always just your perspective, it's not life. Only 2 rounds. I know. Heels under your knees, arms alongside the body. Press your feet firmly into the mat. Lift your booty off the floor. Siddha great way to really work on the opening in your chest without super flattening the back of your neck. Keep the neck a little happier, just by looking straight up. Yeah. And if your hair is in the way, after class we can shave it off, no problem. Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands alongside the ears. Inhale deeply, exhale onto the crown of your head. Firming the shoulders, inhale deeply, exhale, rising up. And then consider the relationship in between your thighs. That there's a sense of at least longing towards each other. Does that make sense? Yeah. And if you feel there is more space, then yes, make it a shorter stance. But to be honest, when you then come down, I would first walk the feet a little away again. So it's just a more spacious going down again. Does that make sense? Little bit. They're all down. Everybody's down. Go down as well. First. So as I often like to remind you guys, the second round has all the potential to be amazing. It's in your hands. I'd say put a little living spirit in it, shall we? Second round all yours. Fill it as you like to fill it. But make it joyous. Woo!
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Remember, it's a heart opener. Yeah, that's the one. And then walk those feet a little back or a little away from you, and then gently bring it home. You are beautiful. Very nice. Bring your hands onto your knees, but your arms are completely locked. So your feet are probably a little off the floor. Knees in your hands, arms stay locked, and now press your knees as hard as you can into your hands. Arms locked. Press, 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 harder, harder, harder. Press, press, press. Lengthen that lower back. There we go. Yes. And then choose your twist to the left. Your twist to the left. Anything that you sense is appropriate right now. So just in case that anybody thought that those beginning thoughts were just coming out of my head, of course they were not. This is all based of some talkings of Ram Dass. He says, I have gone to a lot of traditional religious ceremonies in both the East and the West. You go into a church or a temple and often what you see is that everybody's going through the motions. They go through the ritual as if they were checking off their shopping lists at the supermarket. They may be singing wonderful songs about resurrection and rebirth, but nothing's happening. The ceremony and the ritual originally came out of living spirit, but that's gotten lost in the shuffle. And what's left is just the mechanical stuff. But now, if I come back to it with eyes that are turned to other planes of consciousness, and if I can center and not get lost in my old reactions to the situation, suddenly there it all is, living spirit again. I think that we are all being prepared, all of us, to serve in that capacity of reinvesting our society with living spirit, and that happens through our becoming living spirit. Because the only thing you really transmit to another person is your being. Slowly roll yourself back. And set up, twist for the other side. And take a last deep breath. Roll yourself back. And then find your way into child's pose for Salamba Sirsasana, supported headstand. Unless today is not an inversion day for you. Headstand. And sometimes there will be days where you are not in your moon days, or this or that is not necessarily happening, but you know it's not right for tonight. It's not right for this practice. So take all the knowledge that you gained from dating and learn to say no early on. Spare yourself. It's okay to say no once in a while. Beautiful. Now fire up your legs. Beautiful. If you desire to bring the soles of the feet together, knees bending out like in Baddha Konasana, and then bring in the heels very close to your pelvic floor. Yes. Nice. Not too far behind you, Erika. You break it, you buy it. And relax in the legs. And slowly, very gently coming out. Today, just short inversion. Sorry if you wanted to stay longer. You can do more at home if you need to. Take a breath or two in child's pose. And then bring yourself into Shavasana. Let yourself out gently. And over the next few breaths, gently find a way to come into your final seat. This is the moment where I want to thank all the musicians for lending us their music to use, like Krishna Das and David Lurie and Prem Joshua and Manesh Moore and Tana Devi and so many others. Also thank you guys here in the room and at home for indulging and for sharing not only your practice, sharing what you bring to the practice. I call it putting your stank on things, your own little filling of the postures. Bring your hands together in front of the chest, heart center, ending with 3 rounds of Om. Exhale. Inhale. Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Open your eyes, bow down to the inner teacher. Oh, it means bowing down to your inner self. Thank you so much for indulging. Have a glorious evening. And ideally, from this side, start to float out. And the others come in. Forget about the blocks. It's all good. And do it fast because it was a bad boy and we are a few minutes over. People are already scratching at the door. Social distance! Leave it there. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you. It's lovely to have you.